One of the highest rated coaster models ever created is the Intamin MegaCoaster. This is not to be confused with the GigaCoaster or the Mega Light, which looks similar, but those are bigger and smaller than the MegaCoaster, which looks to be defined as the 150 to 299 foot range. This was pretty popular from 1999 to 2003, but since then, we've only seen 2 others pop up, a total of 8, including a brand new one that may be the best coaster to ever exist. So I think this is a good time to look at all of them and stack them up against each other. These are the world's Intamin MegaCoasters, by the numbers. Just a quick note here. When I recorded this, the Wallaby Belgium MegaCoaster did not have a name yet. But since then, the name has been revealed as Conda. So instead of splicing up that audio with the actual name, I'll just clarify it up front here. Unnamed Wallaby Belgium MegaCoaster equals Conda. Coming in 8th place with 47 seconds is Thunder Dolphin at Tokyo Dome City in Japan. You want a coaster with a cool setting, this is it. It's located right downtown, hopping on top of and through buildings, standing a stunning 262 feet tall, but with a drop of 218 feet, which ranks 3rd. This is a coaster unlike any other on this list, so it's not a surprise that its cramped setting means that it has the shortest track length. It also has the worst pacing at 61.7 feet per second. But given the fact that it jumps on top of these buildings, especially near the end where the train really slows down, we can give it a pass. I'd love to get to Tokyo and ride this crazy thing. In 7th place with 48 seconds is Coaster Through the Clouds at Nanchang Sunakland in China. This is the newest MegaCoaster currently operating, opening in 2016. It's also the tallest of the bunch at 243 feet, but with a drop of 256 feet. It also tops the list in speed with 84.5 miles per hour. And even though it's listed with over 5,000 feet of track, it doesn't even crack 4,000 feet of track where the prime ride time occurs. So it's only 4th in length. But it does top the list in the important pacing category, with 82.7 feet per second. About 5 feet per second faster than the 2nd place coaster. This thing is a beast, and it looks like it could be one of the best coasters ever built. In 6th place with 50 seconds is Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park in Germany. This is my top bucket list coaster anywhere. An absolute airtime masterpiece that dates back to 2001, and a coaster that I think could top my overall list. Where Coaster Through the Clouds and Thunder Dolphin are extremely tall, Expedition G-Force doesn't even crack the 200-foot mark, ranking 6th, having just a 174-foot drop. It's also the 2nd shortest in length, and right in the middle at 5th in pacing, covering 66.7 feet per second. The layout looks amazing, but its smaller size puts this more on the average side for most of these categories. In 5th place with 51 seconds is the brand new and unnamed MegaCoaster coming to Wallaby Belgium. At IAAPA 2018, Intamin showed a complete POV that I used to get the ride time. I studied animations in the past and compared them to actual POVs, and they're generally very close, so this should be pretty accurate. This animation is courtesy Amusement Insider. He made this based on that IAAPA video, and he's great at what he does, so check him out. Give him a sub, his link is down below. The story here is very similar to Expedition G-Force. The stats don't pop off the page. It's the 2nd shortest in height, with a 164-foot drop. It's also the 2nd slowest at 70.2 miles per hour, and the 3rd shortest in length and pacing at 66.5 feet per second. But like G-Force, the layout is what has people excited. This includes a giant outer banked hill at the beginning, and a smaller one at the very end, as well as a non-inverting cobra roll, which looks amazing. It also includes some low-to-the-ground cutbacks, like we've seen with Maverick, I-305, and Cheetah Hunt. And if the animation is accurate, the speed going into those final airtime hills will be insane. I'm on the hype train for this coaster despite its mediocre stats, and I may get to ride it in 2021. In 4th place with 55 seconds is Goliath at Wallaby Holland. This was an addition back in 2002 when the park was run by Six Flags, hence the name. And the stats are a little Six Flags-esque. It's the shortest at 154 feet tall, 10 feet shorter than the new one in Belgium. It's also the slowest at 65.9 miles per hour, but does rank in the middle in length at 5th place. This shakes out to give Goliath a 7th place finish in pacing at 62.5 feet per second, less than 1 foot per second better than the last place Thunder Dolphin. It has 2 big hills at the beginning, 2 helices, and a nice run of small bunny hills at the end. It's a solid layout, and it makes the most out of its smaller size. In third place with 61 seconds is Ride of Steel at Six Flags Darien Lake in New York. Here's your original MegaCoaster, opening in 1999, with definitely a strange layout. It only ranks 4th in height at 205 feet and 5th in speed at 73 miles per hour, but it's all the way up at 2nd in length. It also checks in at 2nd in pacing with 77.6 feet per second, 5 feet per second behind Coaster Through the Clouds. This does have a couple of large camelbacks with 2 helices, a straight section, and bunny hills at the finale. Sometimes I omit straight track from the prime ride time, but I left it in for Ride of Steel because the train is hauling over that stretch, and I think there's something to offer riders here. In second place with 65 seconds is Superman Ride of Steel at Six Flags America in Maryland. This is the mirror image of Ride of Steel, so you have the same height and speed, but this one is about 50 feet shorter than the Darien Lake one for some reason. The POVs that I watched shows that this has an extra 4 seconds of ride time compared to Ride of Steel, but it doesn't affect the pacing that much. Superman Ride of Steel places third with 72.5 feet per second, a little over 5 feet per second slower than Ride of Steel, the original that Superman Ride of Steel was modeled after. This could be a maintenance issue. It could be the time of day the POVs were taken. Whatever it is, these coasters are just about identical and have a 4-second gap in prime ride time. Topping our list in first place with 71 seconds is Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England in Massachusetts. This definitely has length on its side, offering slightly more than Ride of Steel at Darien Lake and also taking number 1 in that category. It's also 2nd in height and 3rd in speed, but only 4th in pacing with 67.3 feet per second. It does have 2 big camelbacks at the beginning, before its Spaghetti Bowl section, where the train starts to slow down, especially over the last 2 hills. It's a world-class layout without a single dull moment. If it still had T-bars instead of those U-brick lap bars, it would be a top 5 coaster for me. That's how great this layout is, so we can forgive the mediocre pacing numbers. If you're wondering where a couple other notable Intamin hypers are, these aren't technically MegaCoasters. Skyrush at Hershey Park and Flying Aces at Ferrari World are classified as wing coasters because of their trains, but they do run like MegaCoasters. So let's see where they would slot in on this list. Both top the 200-foot mark, with Flying Aces at 207.6 feet and Skyrush hitting the mark exactly. So Flying Aces would come in third, right behind Thunder Dolphin, but ahead of the Ride of Steel clones. And Skyrush would end up being 7th, behind the Ride of Steel clones and ahead of Expedition G-Force. In terms of speed, Skyrush would be 4th, right behind Superman the Ride, and Flying Aces would tie with Expedition G-Force at 5th place. In terms of track length used for prime ride time, taking away the lift, brakes, and station, Flying Aces covers 4,192 feet of track, which would be 4th behind Superman Ride of Steel and Coaster Through the Clouds. And Skyrush covers only 2,854 feet of track, which is dead last, about 46 feet behind Thunder Dolphin. And now for the ride time. Flying Aces absolutely crawls on the Coaster Force POV, with 70 seconds of ride time, but I checked out another one, and that seemed to be a little better, and it was at 60 seconds. 1 second behind Ride of Steel for 4th place. Skyrush finishes the course in 41 seconds, which is good for last place, 6 seconds behind Thunder Dolphin. As for pacing, these two are nearly identical. Flying Aces at 69.9 feet per second, and Skyrush at 69.6, slotting in right in the middle of Superman Ride of Steel and Ride of Steel for 4th and 5th place. That's all for the Intamin MegaCoasters. Let me know if anything here surprised you, or if you've ridden any of these coasters and what you thought of them. These are strewn all over the world, so hopefully no matter where you live, you've been able to get on one of these because they are great rides. I have been on all 3 in America, and even though I wasn't super impressed with the Ride of Steel clones, I love Superman at New England. I'm excited for Expedition G-Force and the new Wallaby MegaCoaster as potential top 5 coasters, and Thunder Dolphin looks like an amazing experience. Goliath at Wallaby Holland also looks like a solid ride, even if it's not that mind-blowing. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like. That's the best way to show your support for the channel. And if you're new here, please subscribe and check out my playlist for more Prime Ride Time videos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.